All right, so good morning. Happy sunny Sunday. Hopefully, wherever you are, the sun is shining in. Perhaps you feel a bit of lightness, hope, and rejuvenation. And this practice today will just be a celebration of that and give you a time to find some joy on your mat as you feel it inside your heart. Let it come out through your body as well. And our playlist today, if you are listening along, is a little bit of girl power and democratic power. So we are, hopefully that does not offend anyone. We are going to start off on our mats, and you can come into a child's pose. And if this doesn't agree with you, you could also try a supine child's pose on your back, drawing your big toes together and your knees wide. That can also feel nice as your spine connects to the mat. But just taking a few moments in stillness, I feel like this is a sweet way to start the practice. I'm just going to make sure everybody's muted. All right. So checking in with how you're feeling, where you might be feeling some extra energy this morning. Perhaps sending your mind's eye to that spot, breathing in and out and feeling that energy spread throughout your entire body, from the crown of your head to the tips of your toes. Breathing in and out, nice steady energy flowing. And you can take this off of your mat as well. Using that breath to recharge you in your quest for helping others, for helping do the work that's now on your plates. One more inhale and exhale in this resting pose. Then if you did begin on your back, beginning to rock and roll yourself up, coming to your hands and knees. Moving into our tabletop pose, hands are stacked underneath your shoulders, knees hip-width distance apart. Press the tops of your feet into the mat and give them a little tap, waking them up. Then finding stillness, moving into cat and cow. Inhale for cow pose. Belly can drop, gaze can lift. And exhale the cat pose, rounding through the spine. Let your head hang heavy. Maybe you give a little nod of your head or shake gently. Inhale for cow, breathing in. And exhale as cat. You flow through these two poses. It's a great way to begin to add more movement, and you can move organically as well. Sometimes a little sway from side to side, knowing you have options here. You've been doing a lot of sitting, looking at your phone or watching TV, and this is a great way to get the energy moving and grooving. Maybe you've been dancing a lot. This is a good way to shake out the hips and spine as well. And we'll meet back in our neutral tabletop pose. From here, begin to extend your right leg out long behind you. Flex through the right foot. Finding energy. Begin to cross the right ankle over the left. You can place the palm of your left foot off of the mat, and then peek over your left shoulder at your toes. Inhale, coming back through center, floating the right leg, and left arm will reach forward. Find energy through the fingertips. Push the mat away with your right palm. Right foot is continuing to flex. You can look down to keep your neck nice and long. Breathe in here. And exhale, draw knee to elbow, crossing the midline, giving yourself a little crunch, waking up at the core. Inhale, finding length, reach long. Exhale to crunch. Inhale, reach it long. One more, exhale, draw it in. Inhale, hold for a beat. And exhale, hand and knee return to the mat. You can move through a cycle of cat and cow or sway your hips a bit here. As we sit up for the opposite side, left leg extends out long, flexing through the left foot. Cross your left ankle over the right. It will be off of the mat. Your ball on of your left foot is on the mat, off of the mat rather, and peek over your right shoulder. Nice little side body stretch. Floating the left leg, stretching it long, flexing through the left foot, right arm reaches forward. Press the mat away with the left palm to feel nice and light. And exhale, draw knee to elbow. Inhale, finding length. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, draw it in, or draw it out rather. Exhale, draw it in. This is our last one. Inhale, length, hold for a beat. And exhale, hand and knee, return to the mat. Move through whatever you need to, let that go. My wrists always start to get a little bit sore, so it can be nice to roll out your wrists. And we'll begin to make our way into our first downward facing dog. So you can extend one leg back, then the other. Hips begin to rise. Bend into your knees as much as you need. You can kind of pedal it out here. Get some pops and cracks out of the toes. Perhaps even bend your knees deeply and guide your torso closer towards your thighs for a nice back stretch. You feel good across the shoulder blades. As you slowly start to straighten out your legs, your heels might reach the mat, they might not, that's okay. And sealing your lips, creating that Ujjayi Pranayama, or breath of fire and victory, breathing in and out through the nose. Inhale to look forward, bend into your knees. As you exhale, take little steps up to meet your hands, coming into a forward fold at the top of the mat. Knees can be deeply bent if you need to as we move into ragdoll pose, reaching for opposite hands or elbows or biceps rather. Perhaps you sway a bit or find stillness. You don't need to lock out your knees here. Nod your head, yes, no, maybe so. Releasing your hands down towards the mat, heel toe your feet back together. On your next inhale, we'll come to a halfway lift, flat back. Your hands might come to your shins or your thighs. Imagine you're a swimmer on a starting block, ready to dive into something new. Exhale, forward fold. We'll take one more like this. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Bring your hands to your hip creases. Draw your elbows back. Keeping your knees bent, slowly rise up to standing. Once you are straight and tall, reaching your arms up towards the ceiling, mountain pose, palms can face each other here. Feeling rooted down, strong and steady. Maybe you shift your weight forward and backward on the ball mounds of your feet and your heels. And then find stillness, rooted down, bringing your palms to touch, hands draw to heart center. Press your palms together, feeling energy there. Breathe in and out. If you have an intention for your practice, now is a great time to set it. Perhaps you're feeling something today, strong, peaceful, energetic. You can place an I am in front of that phrase if that speaks to you. For instance, I am peace. I am hope. And that can be your mantra for the rest of your practice as you move from pose to pose. Breathing in, I am, and the exhale would be whatever word you chose. Release your hands down towards your sides, palms facing forward. Inhale, sweep them back up. And exhale, draw your hands through heart center as you forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale to fold, plant your hands, step your feet back. There we are in our plank pose. You can always bring your knees to the earth for a different sensation. Wherever you are though, wherever your knees are, press the mat away with your palms, popping up that space between your shoulder blades. Feel strong and steady here. Staff pose, finding energy, knowing you can do hard things. You've already done so much. As you exhale, lower halfway down. So you're going to bend into your elbows, squeeze your elbows in towards your rib cage, coming to a 90-degree angle. Breathe in. And exhale, press up, downward facing dog. So we're going to flow those two poses, coming into a chaturanga and then downward facing dog. So hinge forward to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, press up, plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. We'll do that 2 more times. Hinge it forward, lower halfway, chaturanga. Breathe into plank. Exhale, down dog. Pull the navel up towards the spine as you arrive in that down dog. Once more. Exhale, forward, chaturanga. Inhale, press up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Woo! Breathe in and out. All right, this time hinge it forward. We'll take that chaturanga, or you can lower all the way to your bellies if you're like, nope, I'm done. Flipping to the tops of your feet if you're taking that chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog, or you can take a cobra. Then exhale, downward facing dog. Breathing in and out for 1 cycle. Moving through sun salutations, begin to look forward, bend into your knees. You can step or hop to the top of your mat, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Breathe in as you rise to the top, mountain pose. Exhale, swan dive or hands through heart center, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, planting hands, step back to your plank, taking your chaturanga. Inhale, your back bend of choice. Exhale, downward facing dog. 1 breath in here and out here. Inhale, looking forward. Exhale, step or hop, top of mat, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise to mountain. Exhale, ride breath down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Exhale out. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, top of mat, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale is mountain. Exhale to fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 1 more time through. 1 breath in and out here. Inhale, bring your gaze forward. Exhale, make your way to the top of the mat, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 2 breaths here and down dog. Inhale, right leg rises. Bend through the right knee. Imagine you're drawing your heel towards your left shoulder blade. Maybe roll out the ankle. Release some energy here. Right leg goes high to the sky. Right foot is flexed. Exhale. Exhale, draw knee to chest, hinging forward, shoulders stack over your wrists. Inhale, right leg rises. Exhale, step your right foot through between your hands. Bring your left knee to the earth. Untuck your left toes. Walk your hands up towards your thigh. Coming into Anjaneyasana. Your left toes can tuck under if you need more stability. When you're ready, arms reach up. Begin to guide your left hand down towards the mat. Right arm will reach up high, finding a twist. Right arm reaches back and guiding your right hand down. Both your hands now will be framing your right foot. Left toes tuck under, lift your left knee. Take a few chest pumps, and then we'll get ready to step our left foot up to meet the right. Forward fold at the top. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale is chair pose, bending to your knees. Weight is in your heels. You can bring your hands to your heart. Perhaps you cactus your arms, or you can reach them forward. Imagine you're stacking your knees over your ankles. I don't know if that's physically possible to do, but it's a nice visual to help you bring that weight in towards your seat. Your toes might even float up off of the mat. One more breath here. Inhale, straighten through your legs, mountain pose. As you exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, plant your hands, step back. There you are in your plank pose. Can hinge forward, lower halfway for your chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg rises. We'll open to the hip on this side. Imagine you're drawing your heel towards your right shoulder blade. Left leg straightens out, toes are pointed down. As you exhale, draw left knee to chest, wrists, or shoulders over wrists, rather. Inhale, left leg rises. Exhale, steps left foot through. From here, your right knee will come to the earth. Untuck your right toes. Walk your hands up towards your left thigh. When you feel steady, arms reach, Anjaneyasana. Begin to guide your right hand to the inside of your left foot as the left arm reaches up. Make a half circle so your fingers are reaching towards the back of your space, and then they'll guide down so both of your hands are framing your left foot. Right toes tuck under, lift the right knee. Few chest pumps on this side, and then your right foot will step up to meet your left, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose, round two. Maybe you sink a little bit deeper. Or maybe you don't. Great thing about yoga is this is plenty of time to practice. You don't always have to be doing the same thing. And things might feel different on different days. But being honest with yourself here. You might be stronger than you think you are. Not might, you probably are. Begin to cactus your arms. Reach your arms, or hands rather, to your low back. Intertwine your fingers and draw your shoulder blades away from your ears. Then begin to straighten through the legs as you arrive in mountain pose. Hands are still clasped at the low back. Exhale, forward fold. Keeping those hands clasped, they might float off of your low back here, or they can rest as well if your shoulders are feeling tight. Releasing your hands down towards the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold, plant your hands, step it back, hide a little plank. These vinyasas are completely optional. You can always skip them when you like. 2 breaths here in down dog. And please know that any resting pose is always available to you. You don't have to wait for me to cue it, because I probably won't. I always feel like when I'm teaching, I have much more adrenaline and energy rather than when I'm practicing, I'm like, ugh, I'm not doing that chaturanga, but I have a lot more strength when I'm teaching for some reason. Begin to bend into your knees and look forward. As you exhale, step or hop to the top of your mat, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale is your chair pose, round 3. Yes, this is happening. 3 breaths here. Now, this is our last time in chair pose, so maybe you sink it a little bit deeper. One more breath. Guide your hands to your low back. Intertwine your fingers once again, then straighten through the legs. Exhale as you forward fold. Maybe your hands fold off of the back once again. Exhale, release your hands down towards the mat. Step your left foot back. Left hand plants, right arm reaches. Guide your right hand back down towards the mat. Next pose will be crescent lunge. So if you need to widen out your stance for a strong center or strong stability on the mat, go for it. When you're ready, really press through your right foot. That'll help you rise up for crescent lunge. Shoulders and hips are square towards the front of the mat. Let's find a twist again. So right arm will reach back, left arm is forward. Trying to keep your hips square towards the front. Imagine squeezing your thighs towards the center of the mat. Inhale through center, crescent lunge, and we're going to take that twist 2 more times with that breath. Exhale to twist. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. Inhale through center. Great. Exhale, open warrior 2 pose. That first warrior 2, first hip opener always feels extra sweet. Take your time, can enjoy it. Feeling strong, gazing out into the future, but also staying present by keeping your torso stacked over your hips. We don't want to lean too far forward. So we have to be in the present and do the hard work right now, where we are. One more breath as I get goosebumps. As you exhale, come to extended side angle pose, right hand to right thigh, left arm reaching up, and then guiding it forward towards the front of your space. Guide that right shoulder back as well. We don't want to hold off any energy. Try to stack the shoulders. One more breath here. Inhale, we'll come back through warrior 2 and make our way to reverse warrior. Left hand to left thigh, right arm reaching up and back if that's available. Imagine you're giving somebody behind you a high five. As we exhale, we'll cartwheel hands down to frame the right foot. Ball mound of the left foot comes, or toes pointed forward. Sweep your right leg back, coming into a one-legged plank or having both feet on the ground. Take your chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. Taking this on the left side. We'll make our way towards the top of the mat first. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step or hop, top of mat, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, bring your hands to the low back, draw knuckles down, shoulders pull together. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale here. Exhale, releasing the hands down, step your right foot back. Right hand plants, left arm reaches. Releasing your left hand to the mat, preparing for crescent lunge. As you're ready, press the mat away with that left foot as you rise up. You might even scooch your right ball mound of your foot a little bit farther back to feel that nice stretch along the right hip flexor. One more breath in our crescent lunge. And as we exhale, coming to that twist, guiding your left hand back, right arm forward. Inhale through center. Taking that 2 more times with the breath. Exhale to twist. Inhale, center. Last one, exhale, twist. Drawing your thighs together. Inhale through center. Exhale, open warrior two pose. Once again, we'll stay here for a few rounds of breath so you can really find steadiness, aligning your heel with the arch of your back foot. You might even notice your shoulders are hinging forward. Roll them back. One more breath here in warrior two. As you exhale, left hand to left thigh, right arm reaching over for extended side angle pose. Notice if you're dumping any weight into the left thigh or with the left arm. Pressing the knife edge side of your right foot can help alleviate that. Inhale, reverse warrior. Give that high five. Exhale as we cartwheel our hands down to frame the left foot. Right toes will face forward. You can step your left foot back, keeping it floated or rested on the mat, taking your vinyasa or pushing back to down dog and breathing. Inhale, right leg rises. Exhale, knee to chest. Inhale, rise. Exhale, knee to chest. Step right foot through. Left hand plants, right arm reaches. Become light on your left fingertips. And we're going to rise up to a twisted crescent lunge right from here. So press through that right foot and you'll rise up. There we are. Right arm back, left arm forward. Inhale through center, crescent lunge. Exhale to twist. We're just taking it one time. Inhale, center. Exhale brings you to your warrior two pose. One breath here. Next exhale, extended side angle. Moving with the breath on your inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, cartwheel hands down to frame your right foot. Step back, flow on through. Inhale, left leg rises. Exhale, knee to chest. Inhale, rise. Exhale, steps left foot through. Right hand plants, left arm reaches. Come light on the right fingertips. Tent them up. Press through your left foot as you rise up, twisted crescent lunge. Inhale brings you through center, crescent. Exhale to twist. Inhale through center. Exhale, warrior two. Stay here for an inhale. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale is reverse warrior. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step back, high to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. We're going to flow through that again and then add on a bit. So moving with our breath. If my cues are not matching your breath, go with what works for you. Your inhales and exhales might be slightly shorter or longer. You move with what works best for your body this morning. Inhale, right leg rises. Exhale, knee to chest. Inhale, rise. Exhale, steps right foot through. Right, left hand plants, right arm reaches. Lay down the left fingertips, tent them up, rise up, twisted crescent lunge. Inhale through center. Exhale to twist. Inhale, center. Exhale, warrior two. Stay here for an inhale. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, cartwheel hands down to the mat. This is where we'll add on. Come to the bottom end of your left foot. Your left toes are facing forward. We'll take a big step forward. Left foot meets the right, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up, mountain pose. Exhale, draw your hands to heart center. Begin to lift the left heel. Your weight is coming into the right foot. And then the left leg rises up as if you're about to step up to an imaginary step. Begin to extend the left leg forward. Trying to flex through the left foot, seeing how high you can lift it without leaning back. Bend the left knee once again, and we'll send the left leg back, coming into our airplane pose. Release your hands down to the mat, standing splits. Begin to bend into the right knee, left foot steps back. So now we're in this low lunge once again. And from here, we'll plant the hands and step the right foot back as well, flowing through our vinyasa, meeting in down dog. Inhale, left leg rises. Exhale, draws knee to chest. Inhale, rise. Exhale, knee to chest, and step your left foot through. Right hand plants, left arm reaches. Tend up the right fingertips, become light, press through the left foot, twisted crescent lunge. Inhale through center to crescent. Exhale, twist. Inhale through center. Exhale, open warrior two. Stay here for an inhale. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, hands release down to frame the left foot. From here, take a few chest pumps. Right foot steps up to meet the left, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, brings you to mountain. Exhale, hands to heart center. From here, you'll ground down through the left foot, peel the right heel up, right knee lifts. One-legged mountain pose. When you feel steady, extend the right foot out in front, flexing through the right foot. Right knee bends. Extend the right leg back, moving through an airplane pose for a moment. Releasing your hands down towards the mat, towards your left foot. We'll bend into the left knee, and our right foot will step back in our low lunge. When you're ready, left foot steps back to meet your right, flow through or push to down dog. We have one more add-on here, a little bit more balancing. All right, here we go. Right leg rises on your inhale. Exhale, knee to chest. Squeezing in abs wherever we can. Inhale, right leg rises. Exhale, steps right foot through. Left hand plants, right arm reaches. Light on the left fingertips as you rise up, feeling that inner strength, twisted crescent lunge. Inhale through center. Exhale, open warrior two. Staying here for the inhale. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, hands release down, framing the right foot. Left toes face forward. Few chest pumps, and then when you're ready, left foot comes up to meet your right. Forward fold at the top. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, draw hands to heart center. Grounding down through the right foot. Peel your left heel up, one-legged mountain pose as the left knee bends. Push the mat away with the right foot, imagining you're lifting up out of that right hip rather than sinking into it. Left foot reaches forward. Keeping your legs straight, we're going to pendulum through to our airplane pose. I have to move back a little bit. Left leg is extending back. Flex through that left foot. Half moon pose is next. Right arm will extend down as left arm can come to your hip, opening up slightly. You can feel your body calibrate. If you're ready, perhaps your left arm reaches up towards the ceiling or the sky. We'll stay here for a few cycles of breath. So if you'd like to play around with bending your left knee and reaching back for your ankle, go for it. And know that it's okay to feel the wobbles. We're all used to riding those waves, embracing challenges, and getting through it. Knowing our mat always has our back, the earth underneath us has us. All right, we're going to get out of this as I stop rambling. You're going to guide your left hand down towards the mat. We're arriving in our standing splits. Bend the right knee slightly, and the left foot will step back. There we are in our low lunge. Guide your left knee down to the earth. Untuck the left toes. Walk your hands right to the right thigh, rather. Notice how this feels as compared to the beginning of the practice. You can guide your hands to the inside of your right foot and heel toe the right foot to the outer edge of the mat. Coming into this runner's lunge, left hand can stay planted. Right hand is invited to the right thigh. Maybe you roll your right foot off to the knife edge side, depending on how your hips are feeling. And we'll heel toe our right foot back to the center of the mat. Begin to frame your right foot, tuck your left toes under, and right leg's going to sweep back, three-legged dog. Open up through the hip, draw your right heel towards your left shoulder. Maybe you take a flip dog here by lifting up the right hand as right foot comes off the left side of your mat. Heart opening, ready for change as you guide yourself back to your downward facing dog. All right, other side, here we go. Left leg rises. Exhale, knee to chest. Inhale, rise. Exhale, knee to chest, step your left foot through. Right hand plants, left arm reaches. Tent up your right fingertips, become light, press to the left foot, twisted crescent lunge. Inhale through center, crescent. And exhale, open, warrior two. Stay here for the inhale. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, hands to the mat. Framing the left foot, right toes face forward. You know where we're going, a few chest pumps. Then we'll step up, right foot, knee to your left, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, hands to your heart. Ground down through the left foot, peel the right heel up. Moving into our one-legged mountain pose, right knee lifts. Extend the right foot forward. Feeling that energetic, strong quad. Acting as if your leg is a pendulum, you'll swing the right leg back as your torso shifts forward, airplane pose for a moment. Inside might feel different. When you are ready, begin to transition to your half moon pose. Left arm reaches down towards the mat as you open up, trying to stack your hips, opening torso to the right side of your space. And your right hand can stay on your hip. You might have your left hand on the block or a cookbook or your water bottle. Perhaps this side you want to play around with bending the right knee, coming into that sugar cane pose. I always sound like an owl when I'm about to fall. Thank God for the wall here. All right, so beginning to come into your standing splits. Right hands will come down to the mat as I readjust here. Bend your right knee, step your left foot back. Embracing the wobbles for sure. And then from here, guide your right knee to the earth. Walk your hands up towards your left thigh. Arms can reach overhead for a moment. And we'll guide our hands down to the inside of the left foot, taking our runner's lunge on this side. Heel toe your left foot out to the left edge side of the mat. Option to keep your hands on the mat or draw one towards your knee, gently pushing it away from the center of your body. We'll come back through the center, heel toe your left foot back towards the middle. Framing the left foot with your hands. Begin to tuck your right toes under and lift the right knee. Left leg will sweep back, three-legged dog. You can open through the hip, draw your heel towards the right side of your space. Maybe take a flip dog if you have the space, which I do not. And we'll all make our way back to downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step or hop, top of mat, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, bring it up, mountain pose. Exhale, draw your hands to heart center. Maybe you nestle your thumb knuckles in towards your sternum. Perhaps you feel your heartbeat. Another option is to bring your hand over your heart. Just feeling that breath, body, mind connection. Maybe you come back to the mantra you thought of at the beginning of practice. And maybe you didn't have one at the beginning, but you're feeling something now. 2 more breaths here. 1 more inhale. Exhale, release your hands down towards your sides. Inhale, sweeps them up. Exhale, swan dive as you ride the breath down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, plant your hands, step back, high plank, and then downward facing dog. So beginning to wind down, but before we do that, getting lots of little bursts of energy out, which can help us really find stillness and peace at the end of the practice when you really exert our bodies. So get ready. You can always tune me out as well. On your exhale, hinge forward to your plank pose. We're coming to that chaturanga. So begin to squeeze your elbows in towards your rib cage like there's a rubber band around you. And then exhale, press up, downward facing dog. Good. 2 more times. Inhale, brings you forward. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, press up. Exhale, downward facing dog. The last one. Inhale, forward. Exhale, lower. Inhale, press up. Woo. Exhale, downward facing dog. Beautiful. 2 breaths here. From here, hinge forward to your high plank pose. Bring your right knee towards your left elbow. It might touch, it might not. Then step it back. Left knee crosses over towards your right elbow. Step it back. So we're going to keep going like this. Press the mat away with your palms. Puff up the space between your shoulder blades. Most importantly, breathe. You're like, how long is this going to happen? Or go for 4, 3, 2, 1. Woo! Downward facing dog. Bring your knees to the mat. Walk your hands closer towards your knees. Sit back in a hero's pose. Take a moment, roll out your wrists. Even bring your hands together. Guide your fingers forward and let your backs of your hands roll. And then you can reverse it. Bring your hands to the low back. Intertwine your fingers. Draw knuckles down. Feel shoulder blades pull together. We did this a lot in a standing pose, and it can feel nice in this hero's pose as well. Releasing your hands down. Can guide one hip to the mat and kind of, I always call this like a little mermaid pose with your feet off to the side. But then you can swing your little mermaid tail in front of you, your feet in front of you. From here, your knees are bent. Feet are on the mat. Reach your arms forward. Palms can face each other. And we'll lower slowly to about 3/4 of the way down to the mat. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Check where you are. You should start to feel your core engaging. Inhale brings you up. We're going to do that a few more times. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Inhale, brings you back up. Exhale to lower, not all the way down, just so you have about 1/4 of the way left. And hold. Last one, as you rise up, exhale, lower. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. You got it. Bring your hands to your heart center. Guide your left elbow off to the left hip. Come through center, exhale, right elbow, right hip. Exhale as you twist. 5, 4, 3. Keep breathing. 2. Last one. And come all the way back up. Hug your arms around your shins. You can bring your heels closer towards your seat. Let your forehead rest towards your knees. Beautiful. Release your hands and we'll bring the soles of the feet together, coming into a butterfly pose or cobbler's pose. Your knees are wide. If your hips are pretty tight, as mine normally are, most of you hear me talk about that, you can bring your heels, or your feet rather, closer towards the top of your mat. And sitting up nice and tall here. If it's available, you can bring your hands to the outsides of your feet like you're holding a book. Breathe in as you find some length. And then exhale, begin to hinge forward from your hips. Try your best not to round through the spine right away. Keep your neck nice and long. We're often having our head down, looking at our phones or laptops, reading the news. So it can be helpful to keep the neck nice and long and just hinge from the hips with a flat back. 2 more breaths here. Last one. Releasing your feet, rising up, stacking your hips over, or your back over your hips rather. Draw your knees together and extend your legs out long in front of you. You might need to adjust. You can kind of make your seat a little bit broader. And then arms reach up overhead as you prepare for a forward fold. Once again, thinking about hinging from the hips, keeping a flat back as you exhale to hinge. And here your hands might reach your knees, your calves, or your shins rather. Maybe they come to your toes. Doesn't matter where they are as long as you are feeling something here. In the backs of your hamstrings, your calves. Maybe you feel this in your back. Maybe it's a nice little toe stretch for you. Releasing your hands, can bend into your legs, bringing the soles of your feet to the mat, and then fast or slow, make your way all the way down to your back. Bring your feet wide on the edges of the mat. Let your knees knock together, making a pyramid shape with your legs. To feel even more grounded, you may bring your one hand to your belly and your left hand over your heart. You can release your arms out like wings. Palms can face up. Gently let your knees flap open towards the right side of your space, and then we'll draw them through center and let them windshield wiper over towards the left. So you can take a few windshield wipers slowly from left to right, and then eventually we'll land on the right side and rest. So your feet are wide. You can think of your legs as like the little flags on a pinwheel. If you'd like to place your right foot over your left thigh for a little more sensation, you can feel free to do so. It can feel like a nice lengthening along the left side of your torso. Releasing your right foot if you took that variation, and your knees will draw back through the center and then letting them drift off to the left, resting here, or maybe placing the left foot on top of the right thigh. Releasing your foot if you took that variation, and knees draw back through the center. Coming into our supine child's pose, bring your feet, bring toes or the balls of your feet together. You can reach for your shins, for the outsides of your feet. Maybe you imagine pressing your low back into the mat as you feel your hips open up slightly. You can release your feet here. Preparing for one longer bridge pose, guiding your heels about hip width distance, your feet are hip width distance, and then you can just reach with your fingertips, seeing if you can brush the backs of your heels. That's usually a good placement for them. You can scoot your shoulder blades together underneath you to prepare, and then breathe in. And on your exhale, begin to lift through the hips, pressing the mat away with your feet. Hands could press into the mat. Perhaps you bring them to clasp underneath your low back, pressing into the mat as your hips rise slightly higher. Another option is to place a block underneath your low back. We're here for 2 more cycles of breath. Last inhale. And exhale, releasing your hands and releasing the hips back down to the mat. You can come into a brief supine butterfly pose. Heels, or feet rather, together, knees open up. You can use your hands to guide your knees back together, and supine pigeon will be next. Reaching the right foot over so your right ankle is resting on top of your left thigh. You can stay here. Maybe you use your right hand on your thigh, pushing it gently away from you. Another option is to reach behind your left thigh or over your left shin. Flex through the right foot to protect your knee joints. You roll gently, just slightly over to the left, feeling that tension release on the outside of your right glute. You can release your hands if you took that variation. Now, you can always stay in this pose longer if you need to. And we'll switch it out so the left ankle crosses on top of the right thigh. Maybe you take a moment to use your left hand and gently push the left thigh like up and away from you. Staying here or reaching behind the right thigh or over the right shin. Releasing your hands if you took the variation. Uncrossing your left ankle. Noticing if there are any last wiggles or poses your body needs before you find your way into your final resting pose as I come up. Once you feel ready, maybe you draw your body into a tight little ball, hugging your arms around your shins and tense everything up for just a moment to let go of any extra energy you might be holding on to. Then as you exhale, beginning to release and expand, melting onto your mat. You imagine you're a scoop of chocolate chip ice cream melting down, letting go and releasing. This is another lovely time to check in with your mantra. On your inhale, thinking I am, and on your exhale, bringing to mind whatever word you had at the beginning of practice. Breathing in and out slowly and knowing that's all that's left for you to do in this moment. As always, if you have the time and space to stay in this resting pose, please do so as long as you need to. When you are ready to move on, invite small movements into your fingers and toes, gradually waking your body back up, bringing it back to awareness. You can roll over to whatever side feels best, letting your body come into a gentle fetal position. And thanking your body for all it has done for you. Sending gratitude to the others in your space who allowed you to have this time to move and breathe. Pressing yourself up to a seated position as you feel ready. Bringing one hand to your heart, maybe your left hand, and then your right hand over it. Breathing in. And exhaling through the nose. Once more, breathing in. And exhaling through the nose. Guiding hands to your heart center. Pressing them together. Thank you for sharing your practice with me this morning. Hopefully you are able to take this sense of joy off of your mat as you move through the rest of your day and week. From my heart to yours, namaste.